The Ballon d'Or is the individual trophy all elite players crave above all others. The famous trophy began in 1956, originally known as the European Footballer of the Year award to celebrate the best European players playing in the continent before being opened up to players born anywhere in the world, plying their trade in Europe's top leagues. It eventually became a global trophy in 2007, open to players from across the globe. With a record 8 wins, Lionel Messi has been the most heralded player by the awards. But has the Ballon d'Or voting always been fair? Plenty of incredible and deserving players have been snubbed, and it's time to look at the best of them. Paolo Maldini was the ultimate brick wall for Italy and AC Milan, perhaps the greatest defender to play the game. Strong, intelligent, with one of the best tackles in the game, Maldini was one of the original cultured ball-playing defenders. For Milan, he was fiercely loyal, the classic one-club talisman playing over 900 games in all competitions, despite knee problems, particularly into his 30s. He was a part of some of the best Milan teams too, and helped them to win 7 Serie A titles spanning from 1988 to 2004. He won the European Cup 5 times, 3 of which were after its rebranding as the Champions League, the first in 1989 and the last in 2007. In that final Champions League victory for Maldini, he started the game and became the oldest outfield player to play in a final at 38. For Italy, it could be argued that they underachieved during Maldini's time, given some of the incredible players, but he led them to a World Cup final in '94 and a Euros final in 2000. He did come close to lifting that prized Ballon d'Or, finishing 3rd in the voting in '94 and 2003. Sadly, one of the complaints aimed at the award is that defenders rarely win the prize. It's fair to say that in the defensive half of the pitch, Italy have produced some of the GOATs in their positions, but they can also lay claim to having arguably the best goalkeeper in history. From his debut at 17 years old with Parma to his final game back at the club at 45, Buffon's long career rarely saw his levels drop. At Parma, he helped the club win a cup treble in '99 with the Coppa Italia, Supercoppa Italia, and UEFA Cup. Then he moved to Juventus and didn't take long to become the best in the business, winning the Serie A title 10 times, including one in his second spell when he was 42. Perhaps his greatest achievement came with Italy though. Keeping goal in 2006, he was one of the stars of the tournament, making some world-class saves. If it's difficult for defenders to win the Ballon d'Or, it's even tougher as a goalkeeper, but Buffon's consistency over a club career of 975 games and with 176 games for Italy deserved more. Gigi Buffon did come close to the Ballon d'Or in 2006, losing out to a rare defensive winner, his World Cup winning teammate Fabio Cannavaro, one of only 3 defenders to ever win the trophy. Only one keeper ever won it, Lev Yashin, who has since had a trophy named after him in his honor. Henry had everything at his peak: frightening pace, bullish strength, and an artist's first touch. He was also a deadly finisher almost anywhere within 30 yards of goal, as well as being an impressive creator of goals with 74 assists in the Premier League alone, accompanied by his 175 goals. He was an impressive youngster at Monaco before a tough spell at Juventus when he struggled to live up to his hype. Arsene Wenger brought Henry to Arsenal, and after a tough start, Thierry started scoring and couldn't stop. He won 2 FA Cups and 2 Premier League medals for the Gunners, most famously a part of their invincible season when the team went undefeated. By the time Henry had joined Arsenal, he was already a World Cup winner, a key part of Les Bleus' victory on home soil in 1998. He then helped France win Euro 2000, finishing off a period of the national team's history where their team was unstoppable. In the 2003 Ballon d'Or, he contentiously lost out to Pavel Nedved, a great player no doubt, but Henry's stats and performances for that year were insane. Some players can rightfully feel they deserve to win a Ballon d'Or, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic probably thought the trophy should be renamed entirely in his honor. The man with the biggest ego in football isn't that deluded either. He's played for elite clubs like Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, AC Milan, PSG, and Man United. The guy didn't do tap-ins. It was top-ins every time, and he's had some of the most sublime finishes you're likely to see. At club level, Zlatan showed amazing longevity for an outfield player, making his debut at 18 for Malmo and playing for AC Milan at 41 years old before eventually retiring. He was nominated for the Ballon d'Or trophy 11 times, with his highest placing coming for PSG in 2013 when he finished 4th in the voting. Has there ever been a more elegant and effortless-looking central midfielder than Xavi Hernandez? He made the game look ridiculously easy. For Barcelona, Xavi established himself as the conductor in their midfield. 767 games, 8 La Liga titles, 4 Champions League trophies, and wasted passes you could probably count on one hand. Xavi was also an essential cog in one of the all-time best international teams, Spain between 2008 and 2012. The man, nicknamed the Puppet Master, helped Spain win 3 back-to-back tournaments with 2 Euros and a World Cup sandwiched in between. For a time, he was undeniably the best player in his position and often in the conversation when it came to the Ballon d'Or. Despite finishing 3rd 3 years running between 2009 and 2011, Xavi fans always thought he was cruelly denied a deserved win. As was Andres Iniesta. One man who was also an essential part of Barcelona and Spain's success was Iniesta. He had a telepathic connection with Xavi and Messi. Iniesta was incredible for Spain throughout his career, but especially in Euro 2012, guiding them to victory and being voted as player of the tournament thanks to his playmaking prowess. Few players seem to just skate across the pitch with the ball glued to their foot like Iniesta, always able to find a killer ball. Iniesta finished 2nd in the Ballon d'Or voting to Messi in 2010, and once again it felt like a popularity contest and harsh on a player so instrumental in Spain taking home the World Cup. Last but not least, Robert Lewandowski has been perhaps the most lethal and consistent striker across the last decade. He just doesn't stop scoring at the highest level, even with his years advancing. For Dortmund, Bayern, and now Barcelona, Lewandowski has guided them all to trophies with match-winning goals of every description. Since Leo Messi moved to PSG from Barca, many felt he hasn't been quite as majestic. Sure, he did win the World Cup in 2022, but a move to the MLS since seems like a slow bow out. And Lewandowski in particular can feel aggrieved. 10 Bundesliga titles, a La Liga title, and a Champions League victory. In the 2021 Ballon d'Or voting, Lewandowski finished 2nd to Messi, who at this point was struggling to settle at PSG. Many argued it was sentiment over sense after Lewandowski had scored 42 goals in the calendar year. Which player do you think most deserved a Ballon d'Or win? Drop us a comment and be sure to like and subscribe.